Hello and welcome to episode 84 of Draft Offsides. My name is Keefe. I'm with Tico and Enzo. We are heading into game week 32. It's getting real tight in our league to the point where I'm surprised that we're being so cordial to each other.
It's just for the pod.
It's just for the pod. Otherwise, we'd be leaving dead chickens in front of each other's houses.
Dude, that's me fucking mind games at this point. I'm going to be telling you to pick up Enciso and keep him.
I should have kept him. I should have not dropped him. So yeah. I don't know what level of the mind game you're on, but it sounds pretty good to me. Whatever level you're at.
Yeah, sure.
All right. First game. I think this is probably the most exciting game, even though I did not watch it. I just watched the highlights, but it was City 5, Palace 2.
Let me tell you about this game. So we talked about me keeping the Palace keeper or versus Ederson. So I wake up, I woke up late, I snoozed it. I wake up, I look at him, 2-0, Palace are winning. I'm like, can't wait till I talk to Enzo and Keefe, tell them, hey, idiots, yeah, I made the right decision. I wake up to a 5-2 shellacking. I open the fantrax, he's negative points. I'm like, what the hell happened?
You're like, no, this must be wrong. Yeah. Keep fresh. Well, I told you guys that I bet on this game. I bet on Palace to win. I did the exact same thing. I woke up, saw Sabe, I wasn't playing, switched him out, fell back asleep. Like, kind of couldn't really go back to sleep right away. Looked at my phone again, they were up 2-0. And then I like that made me happy enough to fall back asleep with a smile on my face. And then I woke up for the other games, and sure enough, it was 5-2.
I watched the game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was, there's nothing to do at work. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Like when they went 2-0 up, could not believe it, and they weren't bad goals, and Palace wasn't lucky. They fucking.
Oh. And then I think as they scored again, and it got declared offsides, but it was like he probably could have been a little more patient, and it wouldn't have. He would,
Yeah. Oh. But then as soon as KDB just looked like KDB of old, man. I'm telling you, once he scored that goal, everything just changed. Everything changed.
How does O'Reilly look?
Dude, O'Reilly and McAtee, like McAtee got overshadowed by KDB because KDB was going up. But McAtee, we saw what he did with Sheffield United last year. Like he was fucking amazing this game, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the double game week 2, I think there's something there. We can talk about it a little bit later on. But just focusing on this game, KDB 30.5 points, goal and assist. He really just took over. He went like KDB circa 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
He just carried the ball, putting balls into the box, like beautiful delivery. Yeah, he was on one. He could have scored another one, honestly. He had a couple chances, yeah.
And then Marmoush with 21.5. And then we talked about, obviously, McAtee scored a goal at the end to get 16.25. And he looked good. I mean, Ederson got his 4th assist of the season. Did you see that with that McAtee goal?
Oh, my God.
He has more assists than like a lot of players.
Dude, that pass was like perfect. And when the way McAtee took it, I thought he was going to lose it. When the ball bounced, I was like, he's not going to fucking get that.
I think this year Ederson has more goal contribution than Højlund or Zirkzee combined.
Combined? No.
Combined.
There's
in
no
the
way.
EPL. Yeah.
There's no way. Højlund and Zirkzee have less than 4 goal contributions between them.
I don't think. Yeah, I believe that.
Didn't Zirkzee score?
I believe you.
No, when did he score? Oh, he scored in Europe. He scored in Europe, huh?
Yeah.
It was in Europe.
In the Premier League, they are trash.
So
that's not right, but it's
3
close.
goals.
And Zirkzee has at least 3 goals. He scored. There's a game where he scored 2 goals.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, Zirkzee scored. He scored in his debut.
Yeah, 3 each.
And he scored it against Everton twice.
Yeah.
But okay, so close enough. So ridiculous stat.
Yeah.
O'Reilly 14.5 points. He's definitely really interesting. Then we can also talk about Richards getting 11 points because he scored a goal. So he had one of the goals.
Yep.
And then even with 5 goals against. And Richards, all 3 of those guys are very interesting for waivers moving forward. Anything else about this game?
I know you just skipped over Marmoush, but Marmoush is a fucking player.
I think I mentioned
No,
it.
I know you mentioned him, but like, I'm just saying, like, he's an amazing player. I don't even know what his position is. Like,
on the field.
Where the fuck does he play?
Just wherever he just gets to run around.
Fucking ridiculous.
He just gets to run around and be fast. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think much less of Palace. I'm a little nervous that City's just about ready to go beast mode, and they're just going to lock in a Champions League spot. You know.
Yeah, well, I heard something that there's a possibility that the Premiership could have 7 teams in the Champions League.
I saw that. It's like a very weird like set of circumstances that would get
If
there.
Man United or Tottenham win the Europa,
Yep.
and if Aston Villa doesn't get in the top 5 and they win the Champions League,
It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's up there.
There's a decimal percentage chance that it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means there's like 10, 11 Premiership teams in Europe next year in all competitions.
That would be funny. Okay, moving on to the next game. Wolves 4, Spurs 2. Son sits out with a foot injury. No one knew until the moment of the game, and that's what makes this league and this game really tough. Is that you have to really be on it for stuff like this because you just don't know. You have to check lineups. At Nori scored 30.25 points. He got a goal with that. Was that in the first minute?
Yeah, it was not the first move. I was winning the first few. Yeah, came off his shin. I don't know what the fuck Vicario's doing. I think he's literally lost the plot. Send him back to Italy. He's lost it.
I feel kind of negative. The second goal wasn't really his fault.
What
where he like hit it and then it went off Spence?
The on goal?
That's his fault.
How is that? You should catch
fucking
that.
Catch the fucking ball.
That just seems like a comedy of errors and not no one's fault there. No,
it's definitely not Jed Spence's fault. It's definitely his fault.
Well, what's he gonna do? It seemed like he was trying to do his best. He was doing his best.
Why are you defending this guy?
It wasn't Spence's fault. He should not get credit for an own goal, and there should be stat adjustment, Keefe.
Is it? Zico has Spence in one of his leagues, clearly.
Got me negative points against Tom.
Okay, so Cunha came back and made a triumphant return with a goal, scored 19.25 points.
As a substitute, you son of a bitch.
And you started him.
Me? I mean, yeah, I had no choice, but I knew he was gonna come on like the last 20 minutes and against Tottenham. And
Tico, you're a wanker.
Okay, what about Richarlison scoring?
Oh my god!
Did he do the dance?
No, he's not. He's
like
not
the ball bounced. Like honestly, both the Tottenham goals was what's that? Where you're in the right place, right time.
Yeah, just opportunistic.
It literally bounced off Tell's shin, went in, and the ball bobbled to him at head height on the goal line. You can't miss it, and we still lost 4-2.
Was this Kulusevski's first game back?
Yes,
he subbed in. Yeah. Bellegarde got injured, which is no bueno.
Yeah,
but I also think that opens up Sarabia to potentially be viable because he's had good moments throughout the year. You got to give some credit to the Wolves coach. Since he's come in, they've looked pretty decent.
Yeah,
they've been defensively a lot better. And yeah, solid.
Did you guys see after the match he went to the pub and everyone was like buying him drinks? All the fans.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. Wow. I would absolutely do that if I was a coach, and that's probably why I can't be a coach because I would immediately just get to start drinking with everyone.
Oh my god!
All right, next game: Chelsea 2, Ipswich 2. So this was interesting because Ben Johnson scored 32.75 points, which I believe was the highest of the week.
Yep. No.
Oh, second highest.
Second highest.
Okay.
Pedro, 35 points.
Oh, João Pedro.
Yeah.
But anyways, a total no-name guy, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
That just he got a goal and an assist against Chelsea, and yeah, it was great. It's great. And Ciso, 26.25 points. The week that I dropped him, he decided to show up in a major way. You love to see it.
Yep. Good job, Keefe.
Pedro Neto, 23.5 points, which is, like this game, it's generally guys who have good games, like the stats reflect or whatever. And like Pedro Neto had a pretty good game, but like 23.5 points for the amount of like shots that I feel like he like missed, which is like very frustrating.
Yeah. But he still got 23.5 points from, I don't think he got an assist or a goal in that game. So
didn't. But I mean, Madueke had an assist. He got a goal. I mean, he had an assist.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for him. Cole Palmer, I think, had 15 points. Jadon Sancho had like 22. So.
I didn't watch the game, but all I saw was it switched up 2-0, so that was worrying for you. I know that was, but at least you were able to rally back to get 2.
Yeah. Chelsea actually looked better. Like they were dominant. They just got hit on a counter, and it was a little bit of lazy defending, and it happened again. And it's kind of one of those things.
I mean, that's Ipswich. Chelsea should look better.
Yeah, of course. But I meant that they were totally they were in control and dominating, and just like lost the plot for like a split second. It wasn't like this back and forth game. but then and then Chelsea had some really good opportunities to win the game even after. And Palmer, who's the name of the Ipswich keeper, saved a really good shot from Palmer from Chelsea.
From the left-hand side, right?
Yeah, and then also Enzo had a really good shot at the end too that Palmer saved.
Yeah,
well,
so, I just had to get over the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just one of those games. I think the highlights are the fact that Madueke is back.
Yep. Yeah, good game.
He's just so direct, and yeah, I mean he's kind of like a fantasy points guy. Like he does things that maybe aren't the smartest thing for like the team, but like as a fantasy owner, you're like, yes, like shoot from that impossible angle like, again, like more shots from a 30-degree angle, more of them.
Get it on target.
Yeah,
because he gets it on target too. So.
No, he does. But he just
do you guys get upset when like a defender blocks gets in the way of a shot that's going on target and you have the player?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, the keeper had it, let it go.
Yeah, I sometimes have to like trick. I have to be like, okay, remind myself that I'm here to enjoy the game and not solely for my fantasy team.
God.
But other than that, there wasn't much here. Delap had an injury, so he didn't start the game. He came on the last 10 minutes, so it doesn't sound like it's that big a deal if he's already back.
Yeah.
I don't think Ben Johnson's like viable moving forward. I think. Sorry, guys. I think other than that, there's not much to talk about here. I think like Neto and Sancho, it's like the same thing. They're really frustrating, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what you do here. I think Enciso's the only thing that's maybe a question mark. Do you pick him back up again and then get really disappointed when he gets 5 points next week?
No, you should pick him up again, Keefe.
I'm thinking about it. Okay, next game. Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. Another masterclass from Luis Diaz.
Do you know how many points? How many games has he played for you, Keefe?
3.
3 games.
3.
He's got nearly 75 points in 3 games.
I think.
You want to wait? I'm not finished yet. Do you know how many points Odegaard has in the last 3 games?
Well, he hasn't started 2 of them. So.
Well, I was going to say in one of the games, any of the 3 Luis Diaz games, he has more points than Odegaard and Kuko and whoever the fuck combined. You don't even have to do Luis Diaz. You could do Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was going to be my next step, but I'll leave that to you. You're the guy in the chair.
It's Do we want to talk about the trade more? Or I feel like everyone.
No, we don't need to talk about the fact that you just scored an own goal. You pretty much just
You basically shot yourself in the foot.
So the thing is, if I had both of those players, I would have won all 3 matchups, and the league would have been over by now. So
you would have wrapped it up.
You're welcome, bitches.
You welcome, teacher, bitch.
Yeah, you kept it interesting by mistake. You unintentionally kept it very interesting with that
unintentionally.
Terrible... Yeah, unintentionally.
The puppet masters, you
puppet master.
Yeah, you fools.
Okay. Yeah. Virgil van Dijk, 18 points. He probably should have got negative points for that whole kerfuffle that led to the West Ham goal, though.
Did you see Robertson straight up blame VVD for that shit? And that's why you're getting traded.
I feel like, I don't know whose fault it was, but I feel like you should never point fingers, but B, yeah, that's just not good.
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have been pointing fingers. 1, VVD was already there. Robertson didn't even get to the ball. So really, it's Robertson's fault. Fucking bastard. Come to Tottenham.
But he scored a goal at the end to win it, so that's why he has a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
And then Connor Bradley, 13.25 points, 59% owned. Probably should have swooped him a long time ago. And now he's gone, but
not really. Have you guys seen
injured, right?
Connor Bradley? He hasn't. This game he had a good one, but the last couple of games he hasn't. I feel like this year hasn't been too consistent.
Well, you know what it is.
I don't think he's had that many games to play.
It's not. Well, he hasn't been healthy a lot. But when he has played, he hasn't. Because remember when he came in for Trent when Trent was injured last year,
he went
was
off.
just
that
like
was
a revelation.
Year, though.
That was last year with Jurgen Klopp.
So the last 2 games,
not playing him the same way.
So the last 2 games, he's at 13.25 and 13.5. Before that, he hadn't played since February. So I think you should sweep on him now.
If he's available, I'm sure he's in a lot of leagues and most active leagues. He's probably
yeah.
But yeah, West Ham is there. Do you guys know that West Ham's in 17th right now? But it's crazy. When I think of West Ham, I don't think of them as the 17th.
A couple of years ago, 2 years ago, they were a solid team.
With David Moyes,
yeah. Last year they were a decent team too.
Last year, yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm just saying, look, they're safe. We already know who's going down. Mathematically isn't safe yet, but just give it a couple of games and they'll be mathematically safe.
But think about it, like earlier in the year, we thought Wolves were in the danger zone of going down as well. Now Wolves are ahead of West Ham because they haven't lost in the last 5 for
because
match 23.
because the new coach has been so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Mo Salah, goal contribution for
Mo
Liverpool.
Salah, goal contribution, beautiful pass.
Was it
to Luis
11
Diaz.
points or something? It wasn't that many.
It wasn't that
though.
many points. It was 12 something. But yeah,
I mean, for his standards, no, it was 12 and a half.
yeah, pretty
It's
low.
still good though.
Yeah. Okay, so West Ham. I'll just take our league for example. It's amazing how few players are owned for West Ham, but in our league,
Why?
there's only 6 players owned on the entire team. That seems low, doesn't it? But then when you think about it, they are in 17th place. But it's Bowen, Bissaka, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Max Kilman, Thomas Tuchel, Kudus, and then Paqueta. And even Paqueta's like, I don't really know.
Even if you look at those players, yeah. So Bowen's averaging 12.16 for the year. That's obviously very solid. And then Wan-Bissaka is at 9.2. Everyone else is less than 9. Like Max Kilman could be dropped. Paqueta definitely could be dropped. So it's
Kudus, talk about disappointing years, Mohamed Kudus, huh?
Yeah.
What is it? What happened between last year and this year?
Just it's the whole year. I don't know, but what I'm interested in is how many dribble completions does he have this year compared to last year?
That's exactly what I was gonna look at too. That was the thing that really separated him last year.
Mm-hmm.
Was the amount he was just getting by people, and he's just not.
And he has missed a few games this year though too. Last year I don't think he missed. He came in January. Did he come in January?
No, he was
No.
Summer signing.
He's played 26 games and started all 26. Last year he was 33 games, played 27 started. But the biggest thing is last year he had 8 goals and 6 assists. This year he's only sitting at 3 and 2.
So yeah, that, and then I think I guarantee you there's way less dribbles.
Yeah, he's playing averaging more minutes too. He's playing like 10 minutes extra. That's over the course of the year. That's a lot of minutes.
Yeah, don't know what happened to him, man. And honestly, Potter, is it Potter? So we'll see what Potter does.
I mean, his dribble numbers are still pretty outrageous, actually.
Yeah.
Looking at him, I mean, at the beginning of the year was way stronger. He was getting like 5, 6, 3. Now it's in the like successful dribbles. He's getting like averaging like probably like 2 to 3 a game.
I traded him at the right time. You're welcome, Sergey.
You did. All right, next game.
Yeah.
Newcastle 4, Manchester United 1.
Dude.
Onana benched. And there was still a disaster class from the keeper, so nothing changes.
Disaster. Don't know where they got that keeper from. No idea. Didn't even know he was on this team. But he cannot use his fucking feet to save his life. And panics.
At what point are we just going to acknowledge that it's something deeper than any individual?
What do you mean? We have acknowledged it. We've said it's a club.
At what point, not us, but what point is everyone else? Like, I feel like everyone just gets so pissed at like individual players. You're like, yo, clearly there's something else going on here.
Well, you get pissed because honestly, I think the best spell they had, and I think we mentioned it, was when they had Van Nistelrooy, and they actually played. They played football. Now it's because they've gone to this new Amorim style, and again, we can make excuses for him. Doesn't have the players. The only player he's bought is Dorgu. Like, give him a summer, but if he doesn't do it, he's going to get sacked.
But to me, the biggest question would be next year is where does Ahmad play? Because clearly he was the best player outside of Bruno Fernandes. In this system, that's going to be an interesting one.
I agree. I don't think go on.
And I was going to say, and Emmanuel, if he comes back, those 2 players are going to be.
I guess the thing for me though too is like we talk about this team and like prior to that loss to Forest, it's like prior to that loss to Forest, like they hadn't lost in like 7 games and they lose to Forest 1-0, which is no shame this season, right?
Yeah, but they hadn't won any games, have they?
No, they'd won some games. They draw City, they draw Lyon, then they lose to Newcastle. But like in general, there's been a little bit of an uptick, but like it's not enough, I guess, right? Is ultimately, no. But like you could argue there's been like some signs of progress, I guess. But
so let's go back since December 1, first, when they beat Everton 4-0. Since then, the most goals they scored is 3 against Southampton, against Leicester, and against Ipswich. Just the relegation teams. So their biggest problem is they've been trying to address it for the last couple of years is they don't have a striker. They have no one that could put the ball in the net.
They keep buying guys that just can't do it. I think we also need to tip our hats to Newcastle.
Dude.
Because they were so good. And that midfield is so good. That Tonali goal was amazing.
Yeah.
Isak. Giving Isak that much space on the edge of the box is crazy. Like Lindelof not getting there quicker was wild. Harvey Barnes just continues to just cook. 27.75 points.
You got to go with the hot hand. I don't think they're going to drop him. Perfectly honest.
I think I wouldn't be shocked if him and Murphy starts, but I also wouldn't be shocked if we see Gordon come in like at halftime or something. Because I think Murphy and Barnes have both been playing a lot, and then with Gordon being rested for the last few games, and because of that injury, and now he's coming back. Like I think that Gordon gets some time. I just don't know. I don't know what capacity. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe Murphy gets a rest. Like Murphy's played every single game for how long now?
Don't you fucking wish that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm
wish that on me.
It's tough love. Wake up, idiot.
You're putting it out into the universe.
They should rest Isak and play Gordon, and then if they're behind, put in Isak.
We all have different things that we need to happen in this game, so we're all just trying to like put that out there.
As long as Bruno gets a goal and assist, I'll be fine.
Dude, well, if Bruno Guimaraes getting a goal is not that likely. That was only his second goal of the season. And he happened to get it when I needed him not to against you.
But did it happen against you before too?
Yeah, when you were up. Just against Newcastle. Newcastle's been my
bogey team,
my personal bogey team. Yeah.
To me, if Isak doesn't play, it's a double positive because I also have the Crystal Palace goalkeeper Dean Henderson.
You do, yeah. So there's a lot of we have a lot riding on this match.
A 0-0 tie. Drinks on me, boys. Drinks on me.
Dan Burns somehow managed to get like 18 points. In this game.
Look how many fucking
headers
he fucking got.
9 headers won.
That's how he got it. I was like,
did he even jump nuts. Or he just landed on him? Just walking around, the ball hits him.
I'm not gonna lie, that's something when I'm watching games and I got a defender, I'm like, fucking header that shit out. Clear that shit out. Header that shit out. Clear that shit out.
Stupid.
No, don't control it. Just clear it.
You just get rid of it. Don't pass it out.
Okay. Newcastle I think Newcastle's going to end up in third place.
They look so good.
I think they're going to be in third place team.
Like, don't get me wrong, they were really hot before, but then when they won the Carabao Cup, I'm not gonna lie. When they won the Carabao Cup, I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna cool down a little bit.
Yeah.
But they have just kept on going. They've got a really good team, man.
And they just seem so energized. Like they're so energized. They're like everyone's healthy, for the most part. Obviously Gordon was injured, but like Gordon got injured and Harvey Barnes has picked up like there was some depth there and yeah.
They also have an owner that has deep pockets. So if they want to spend,
deep pockets.
Yeah, if they want to spend, they could spend and go after some big boys.
I think it's all about PSR, right? I mean, I think for a lot of these teams now, for most of these teams, it's like they'd spend more money if they could.
Yeah. I think they would. So, even the teams that are in the relegation zone, they would have spent more money if they could.
Yeah.
Now look at Leicester. Leicester had to sell their best player. So I don't know the PSR rules. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No one does.
I think they're just broken a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It helps the bigger clubs more than it helps the smaller clubs.
Yes, I think that unfortunately that's the case. Yeah. And it's like the whole idea was that it wouldn't do that, but oops. Anyone else on Newcastle we want to talk about? I mean, the whole team had a solid outing. Obviously, that one goal for United kind of killed the clean sheet points for the Livermentos and the stuff.
Fucking Nacho.
Goat Nacho.
Do you think he'll be a United player next year?
I don't think so.
Nope.
He doesn't even look happy. Even when he's
I think that's his face.
Oh, all right.
He looks like he's had like work done. Like he looks like he's like a 19-year-old that's had like plastic surgery, which is weird.
He looks like a fucking douche.
That team is full of punchable people, man. Honestly.
That's your team, man. Don't forget we forgot that you're a Man United fan.
Punch them one by one.
Are you going to be a Man United fan after this season still?
Oh, look Red
at
Devils
this.
forever. No, to be honest, I was debating between Fulham and
I would have loved you to have been a Fulham fan.
Yeah, that'd be great.
London or
from all the London teams, yeah.
And I also been to a match there.
That's
so,
what I'm saying. And you always spoke highly of them, but you chose the devil.
The Red Devils.
Okay, next game. Aston Villa 3, Southampton 0. Aaron Ramsdale stopped 2 penalties this game, which is kind of amazing. How often does that happen?
Fucking 2 bad penalties, man. By the same fucking player.
By the same guy, in the exact same spot, too.
Exact same spot. They didn't fucking try to change it. What an idiot.
Yeah, 26.5 points and a 3-0 loss, though, is pretty good.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, the penalty, I mean, you get like what? How many points do you get? Plus 4, plus 6?
Plus 4, yeah, I think it's plus 4.
So
however, this game, like, Ramsdale hasn't scored points like this like most of the season. So
no, you don't want him. It's just something we're just chatting about him. But
yeah.
No, I think he had a good run where he had like a few games in a row when he He's at like 19 points, 14, 15, 17.
Are you skimming through a bunch of different games, or are you going in a row?
No, back and forth.
Yeah, just jump.
okay.
He's skimming. He's
Okay,
skimming.
that's what I thought. Okay,
I
yeah.
I had him.
At one point.
don't admit it.
Guys who did well, Yori Thielemann, 17.75 points. He sneakily has had like a phenomenal season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like for fantasy, for everything. He's the 9th ranked
standard.
midfielder overall. 9th ranked midfielder, 26th ranked player overall, which is very good.
That's why the special one on our league has climbed up from bottom all the way to mid-table.
So in our other league, last year Sergey did the draft for me. He drafted Tillemans. He was just a year too early.
You're day late and a dollar short. That means shit.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was drafted in our league. Yeah, we talked about Asensio missing his 2 penalties, still at 9.5 points. It's amazing that Ollie Watkins drew that penalty and Asensio waved him off. And
I know, he was so pissed.
He was very unhappy. And then someone like came and gave him a tap on the shoulder and was like, "It's okay, man," to Ollie Watkins. But that was pretty crazy.
Like, yeah, but if you're Asensio, you're like a bench player's not going to take a penalty over you.
Damn,
man, that's rough.
How rough is that Watkins is now? He is though. He's been a bench player for like the last 7 games.
Tables have turned on Ollie Watkins.
But I was so happy for him when he scored that goal.
Yeah.
Not only because they did keep my parlay alive, but you could just see like the passion he went there, and he was happy.
It meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. I wouldn't be that shocked if he starts in the Champions League, because I just think that against a team, I think they're going to sit a little bit. I think they're going to sit back a little bit, and I think Watkins is going to be better against that than Rashford, who's going to be a little more of a transitional player.
You don't think they'll still play Rashford with Watkins and play Asensio on the right?
Maybe.
That's the thing. Like Rashford prefers off the left. You could play all of them at the same time.
Maybe you're right. So what? Like the dreamiest lineup would be like Watkins with Morgan Rogers behind him, and then Asensio and
on the right,
Rashford on the
Rashford
wings.
left. Because they're going to have to. Because that last goal in the Champions League really hurt them. Talking about Champions League, Rice, baby. Rice, baby. I'm surprised you're not wearing your Real Madrid jersey. Why are you not wearing your Real Madrid jersey?
I think I know why. I guess Sigo only likes teams when they're winning.
No, I didn't want to do reruns already.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to talk about it.
I mean, yes.
No, we lost him.
We lost him.
Because you guys see me now?
Yeah.
Am I back? Yeah, I have my Hogwarts scarf because we need some magic. I have my ball, and I have the Madrid scarf.
I love that you like change that. Like it's like very like you are casting spells with the scarves you lay out. You really are. You're like doing magic.
Like honestly, like I don't know if you guys could relate or not, but going to this match, I'm not like it's not like a lost cause for me. It's not like, oh, there's no way
because it's Real Madrid, man.
At the Bernabeu, yeah. But I saw something today, like in the last 70-something games, no team has scored more than 2 goals against Arsenal.
Can you ask me this? I know we're a Premier League freaking podcast. Can you tell me what the fuck was Mbappe doing the last game?
Oh my god, that tackle is terrifying.
Yeah,
terrifying tackle.
What is unlike him?
Yeah, I think it's pressure's getting to him a little bit.
He's been
starting to crack.
Mbappe started playing great when Vinny went down, which makes sense because they played the same position. Rodrigo also had his best run when Vinny was down. The whole issue is that all 3 of them are in the same position and they have similar style. They either don't pass or they're way too passive. This is why I think Ancelotti needs to go. Don Ancelotti.
Why does he need to go? Why does he need to go when you really need to get rid of a player because you got too many to play on the same freaking position?
Because tactically, he doesn't really make adjustments or a game plan. It's more of like, hey, we're fucking Real Madrid. This is the player you guys go out and play, which is amazing when, all the pieces are complementary like the previous years. Okay. But this year when they're not, I feel like
hey.
Xabi Alonso.
I'm getting bored. We're getting bored. Okay. Konza. Back to Villa, Southampton.
I didn't even start this. You guys bring it up and attack me? What the hell?
The reason I don't even people don't know it's because Declan Rice scored 2 amazing free kicks that are just out of control. But yeah, moving on. Konsa, 13.75 points, 25% owned. I looked at him. And I was thinking about him for waivers, and then I looked at the rest of season schedule for Villa, and it is rough. They have the hardest. They have the hardest rest of season for all the teams that are in the top top few left. Are you looking at it right now, Tico?
Yeah, so Newcastle, Man City, Fulham, Bournemouth, Tottenham, United. Well, the last 2 games are easy.
Yeah. But I mean, to even get to that point, though, I think the next 3 are just like it's a gauntlet. So that's why Konsa didn't make waivers. But yes, it is noteworthy that he's doing well. And then Daniel Mullen scored a net. So it's 12.75 points, 3 double digits in a row, 22% owned. He's not starting though, so it's kind of tough.
But it's like the 6-man rule. He's doing it.
Yeah, but it takes him not doing it, and then you're just it's not worth it. I think I'd always go with the guy getting minutes, unless it's like Asensio or something. I guess. I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I hear you.
Cunha.
Luis Diaz.
Mm-hmm. Luis
Rogers.
Diaz.
You're such a loser, man. You're enjoying this league this far. It's just me losing. That's it.
It's the little things in life that I get, true happiness from.
Cash 10 points, 28% owned, 2 double-digit games in a row. He's been decent. He's had some good moments.
Yep.
I think with him, it's just the rotation thing's a little bit there because it seems like all the Villa players are a little susceptible to that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's not consistent. Not consistently doing it.
But like you said, it's form and matchups, and I didn't know the matchups, and I don't think he's going to do well against those teams.
Yeah, the next 3 games, I think Villa defenders are not like the most exciting prospect. Yeah. I think like Digne, maybe you have to start just because you have him. Like I don't know, do you have alternatives? But yeah, other than that, like I was looking at like Tyrell Mings has had a few good games in a row too. We haven't talked about him since he like
broke his leg.
Yeah. So yeah, Villa just a little bit of a tricky one. I think my new strategy is to pick up whoever is playing Southampton.
I'm just gonna put 5 FAAB on every single one.
How much FAAB do you have left, by the way?
This guy's gonna run out of FAAB in like 3 days.
He's spending it like he's freaking
Dude, did you? I told you when you mentioned that Tika, you know me so well. I was like, oh, I got FAAB.
Dude, this is hilarious because honestly, I say with all due respect, this is the dumbest shit you could possibly do. I looked at 4 wire pickups. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I wanted to do a screenshot, but I was like, awesome. So I picked one. Who was it? America. Sergey picked one up using 0 FAAB. And then this is ordered. It's 0 FAAB, 25, 35, 1 FAAB. Like, no one could afford more than 10 FAAB. You don't need to put 25 and 30.
No. Freaking Derek has 58 FAAB.
You think Derek's going to use his FAAB?
I don't think so now.
Derek's in dead last place. He's about as checked out as you can be.
I know. Fucking, do you see his matchup? Oh, my God. Just gave up.
So right now, I have FAAB. I have 2 FAAB left.
Whoa.
Tico has no FAAB left. Sergey has no FAAB left. Enzo has like 50 FAAB left. So Enzo's definitely in the driver's seat from like a waiver perspective.
Yeah, now all I have to do is put 5 FAAB on anything I want, and I'm gonna get it.
Pretty much. You can put 2 FAAB on anything you want, you're gonna get it. But yeah, 5 is probably safe. Make it 15. But anyways, the thing that was interesting to me is that you spent a bunch of FAAB on Sessegnon, and then you cowered it out. You didn't start him today.
But it was the right choice.
It was the right choice, but I just can't imagine that the logic was correct. Like, what was your thought process there?
Because look, things that happened where Son, I had to overthink it, and I overthinked it. But when I overthink, it works out. But
you know what the funny thing is that when he got subbed off, he was actually not meant to get subbed off, and there was a miscommunication because he walked off the field because there was some thing, but they didn't want to sub him off, and that's why there was like a whole like 3-minute delay because they were trying to be like, no, we don't want him subbed off. We want this other guy subbed off. And so you actually got kind of lucky that they fucked up. There was a clerical error that made that be the right choice for him.
It wasn't the right choice. He had 4.5 points. You played someone who had 2 points.
From the Fulham players.
Yeah, it was between Muniz and Sessegnon. I mean, it's also a 1 point difference. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just some noteworthy players. Kepper, 22.5 points today with that clean sheet. Man, talk about a game. That game today, I couldn't have written that script better than the game
you
today.
You son of a bitch. When
Semenyo scoring in the 55 seconds. Nothing else happening after that for the whole game.
Yeah, here's me hoping amazing. No one from work watches this. I was on a call about the decommission of my store, and I had it on my tablet, on the big screen on my fucking, when you have the screens. So I had it connected to my phone. When I saw that, I'm pretty sure everyone saw my face go.
Pretty funny. Alpejo, 35 points. A brace with 2 penalties.
Yep.
He scores quite a few penalties.
Where is he standing in the rankings?
Not great because it's Brighton and they do so much rotation. So I'm gonna look right now, but it's not gonna be as good as he is. I bet you his like average is pretty high though. Yeah, he's 50 or 10.51 points per game,
That's good.
but his ranking is.
He's 28 on average.
Oh wait, never mind. I'm actually looking at the wrong Pedro. Yeah, fantasy points per game, 10.67, 28th, and then what? His
Overall,
forward
he's
rank 13th, overall 45th. Is that what you see?
45th overall. Yeah.
Not bad.
Especially considering he's not starting every game.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Would you
Simon
pick him up in the
Adingra?
5th round?
Yeah,
Would you?
fifth round. I think
Yeah.
that's a no-brainer.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
I think he's gonna probably. I think he's kind of. I don't know. I see him playing even more next year too.
We'll see.
Simon Adingra, 21 points, looked pretty solid. I mean, I've always liked Adingra, and that it's just the Brighton team. It's just,
Yep.
it's just,
So much rotation.
yeah, totally. So much rotation. And
Here's your guy, Keith. This is the guy you should pick up.
Alcanus,
Yeah, you should pick him up.
he scored 17.5 points. He had a nice game. The first 2 goals Leicester have scored in quite a while with this game. I think the last time
Since January.
since they played Tottenham when Alcanus scored for against them.
You wanker. Yes.
I think that's correct. Yeah, I think Alcanus is maybe a stretch too far. Adingra, I'm somewhat interested in.
Okay, 5 fab.
Okay. So moving on, let's talk waivers a little bit. So it is a double game week again. So
Yep.
we have to battle that. And these are it's so brutal that these double game weeks are happening so close to the end of the season when it's such crunch time. So
Who
we
are
just gotta-
the teams that have the 2 games?
There's 4 of them.
it's Palace, Arsenal, City, Man City.
Mm-hmm. And there's one more. Is it Villa?
Villa. Is it Villa? Yeah, and Villa.
Okay.
So Palace, Arsenal, City, Villa. So I think essentially waivers this week, you just got to try and get people that are double game week guys. Like that's really what it comes down to. There's some other names on here, but they're just not. It's just nothing's. And it's just kind of. I mean, I guess you can. There's some other ones if you really wanted to, but I think that's the only way you're going to get an edge. And I think the best one is as much as I think Kiwior is going to be the one that everyone's going to go for. I think that's probably the number one. But I think immediately behind it, if not even slightly ahead of it, is Chris Richards.
Has to be.
Crystal Palace. I mean, I just don't understand how he's still only 44% owned. His numbers have been so good since the start of the year.
Like you've read it. You've read out his
it's like every week. He needs to get picked up. He's just too good. And then Nico O'Reilly, I think, is another name that I have on here. I think that it kind of counts against him that he's counted as a midfielder and he's really playing defense. But he scored a goal. He's proven that he can do it. He's looked pretty lively. He's kind of created some chances. I think there's enough there with a double game week that he's worth it.
Yeah.
And then the next name on there, Bernardo Silva.
Yep.
Keefe, how are you going to go about the like City players, right? We have this problem that's a terrible problem to have. So you have Savio and I have Doku. Let's say if the first game you see they're starting, well, are you going to start them regardless because you figure they're going to play one of them?
No. I mean, Pep is a fickle lover. He's so like hot, cold, on, off. And it seems like right now he's off on his wingers, like in general. Have you noticed? I mean, have you noticed that?
I have.
Yeah. So me, I mean, more so Savio. I think Doku started a game that Savio didn't.
Yeah, no, Doku started a game. Savio didn't. And I figured Silva's going to get more minutes. And I also figured KDB will get some more minutes just because it's the last hurrah. But to me, it's the first game Doku is playing. I'm starting him. Yeah,
I agree. I think if Savio starts the first game, I start him. If he's not starting the first game, I don't think I start him.
And besides Doku, I also have O'Reilly, who I feel like will play both of those games.
It's looking like, I mean, he's looked really good, and I just don't know. It looks like Pep's starting to like Vardiol more in a central role.
Yeah,
he's been playing the last few games
because he really had no choice, has he?
Yeah.
Well, also O'Reilly, like fresh, like 20 years old, he just started playing,
just running up and down the field, looking good, creating chances.
And then the other interesting one is Arsenal. They have literally nothing to play for, right? Like in the EPL.
Nothing.
Well, do they have it? They don't want to drop down to third place. Isn't there like financial implications if you finish second and third?
There's some, but I think at the end of the day,
it's not that bad though.
It's way more about just freaking. I don't know. It's way more about Champions League for them. Like they don't care.
No.
Second, third.
They're putting all their eggs in one basket, and it's Champions League.
Yeah.
When is the next round of Champions League games?
Not for a little while. Not for
Good.
at least not until after, 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, I think those are the big ones. I mean, it's just those three. They're all defenders. I mean, it's just going to be hard to find midfielders from those teams that you can play or attacking players. And then otherwise, I think like it gets really gross. Adingra and Ciso, like games. It's just really just like dart throw type guys,
Yep.
And then there's an interesting development, which is Ola Aina is out. It looks like he's gonna be out for a little while. So Moreno for Forest defense, the Forest defender is worth picking up. It's a pretty good one. He scored. I think he had his first start since that injury, and I think he scored like 13 plus points in that game. Even though they got scored on, so that he didn't get a clean sheet. So to me, that's fairly interesting as well.
That's basically what I'm doing.
Yep. And I'm grateful I'm not playing someone with a ton of players that have double game weeks. Are you guys?
I think I'm a little bit. West Ham playing Southampton. That's going to be one if you want to look at.
Oh, that's actually interesting because we just talked about how few, at least in our league, how few West Ham players are owned. So there might be some attacking assets for West Ham that you can sneak in.
Might actually
That's
work
kind of
out for you.
interesting. Yeah, it's a good shout.
And who are you picking up, Ends? You could tell us who you're putting on waivers
you can tell us.
because there's literally no way we could get those players.
You're going to laugh.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure I know who it is.
It's Marino.
Obviously.
So
That I did drop.
the fact that he's dropped is pretty ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
I had to drop him because it was between him and Odegaard.
Yeah. So Marino's the one I'm going for.
That's it?
Yeah, that seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I don't. I'm looking at defenders, but I don't know at the moment. But because my defenders are strong, it's just they've been having bad games.
You know we're playing each other, right?
Yeah, I know I'm playing you.
So, but do you have? You're going to get the clean sheet for David Raya.
Mm-hmm.
Against Ipswich, you just convinced it's a clean sheet, automatic.
I mean, I'm hoping I have Timber, so offsets it. The Newcastle and Villa, that's going to be a game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. And then the fact that Villa then has to play at City, Villa's not a good double game week.
No.
Like it's not like one that you want. It's not like I'm keeping Ian Maatson on my team. That was a 1 week pickup for me.
Well, I think they're going to go Maatson and Dini are going to switch spots. I think they probably start one game each.
But I don't know if I want to start Maatson just for one game against either of those teams, City or Newcastle right now.
I don't know about Maatson. Dini gets crosses and he gets key passes.
Yeah. I think Dini is different.
Yeah. How do we feel about Tottenham versus Forest?
Oh, it's a bounce back game for Forest. It is. They just lost 1-0. It's a bounce back game.
And it's a revenge game for Nuno.
Fuck Nuno. It's so bad. Look, see, I think Tico got a taste of it this season, but I still don't believe it because he's not really a Man United fan. It's tough when your team's playing like shit week in, week out. 17 games lost. Oh, so horrible.
Can't relate, but
So bad, man.
Do you really think that you guys could get 17th, 18th, you and Manchester United?
Oh.
That'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They're truly phenomenal. But I mean, you know what though? At the end of the day, you guys have been bad for so long that at least it's part of it. At least you're not like Chelsea where there's this dangle of hope that you might make Champions League when realistically when you watch the games, it just feels like there's no way Chelsea's making Champions League this year.
Yeah,
they just do not look good enough to do it.
I'd rather be up there than where I am right now.
hope is what kills you.
Yeah, I was going to say the hope is worse.
Well, it's also the fear gives you a fucking heart attack of getting relegated. So
let's do some table watch. So if Wolves play Manchester United, if they win, they'll be tied on points. If Tottenham draws, then they'll also be tied on points. But if Tottenham loses, Wolves are going to leapfrog Tottenham.
Wow.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is bringing me so much joy.
It's so bad.
You see, you're not a true United fan yet, Tico.
Yeah, you're not a true United fan.
You're not feeling enough pain.
Well, to be fair, as long as I've been a United fan, we've been asked. So I've never seen the glory days. Dude,
Speaking of glory days, I want to bring up the jersey I'm wearing. It's the Derby County from that year. It's the year that they had the worst team ever.
I like that jersey. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good jersey. It's actually signed by Robbie Savage.
Is it?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Oh my
it's like
God.
I've just watched it a bunch. I don't really care that much.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Derbyshire.
Yeah,
kind
of funny. All right, is that it for us, guys?
Think so.
All right, this has been episode 84 of Draft Offsides. We're with Tico and Enzo. My name is Keefe, and we will see you next week. Follow us at Draft Offsides on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, all the places.
All the places.